Welcome to Taja Michelle Ministries. I pray that everybody's doing good. I pray that everybody is well. Excuse me. I pray that everybody's doing well. I pray everybody's good. I thank you for liking and subscribing. I thank you for coming to the channel. I thank you for all the wonderful things that you do. I thank you. And I just want to come on here and just say thank you again. But I really want to talk to you, just talk to you a little bit today. Try to encourage you that we was talking about yesterday. We was talking about being in bondage, and I found something out today, and somebody was telling me about this today, and I just when we talk about toxicity, when we really talk about that, that really is a major topic for me because if you I won't give you a story that I got today. I got this today. That this really young boy, his mama, I don't know, his mama was taken from him because she was abusing him when he was 2 years old. So he ended up with his dad. His dad was mean to him and used to beat him, and we was talking about the chosen one. And let me tell you what happened. The boy was beaten. His daddy used to beat him and stuff like that. Used to make him eat the stool and stuff like that. So when they found he really abused the boy. The boy used to have all kind of bruises on him. But what I want to talk about was when they got ready to put him in the interrogation room, the father, the little boy died. He killed him. So I think he took a chair and the end of a chair and put it up his rectum, and I think that's what killed him. But I just wanted to say this is what I'm talking about with toxicity. So when he got in an interrogation room, he talked about everything that happened to him was a child. 'Cause as a child, see that's what I'm talking about. Everything that he say happened to him, but he was trying to play the victim. Like the boy was this, the boy was that. But if you'd have been listening to him, you'd have know that the boy wasn't like that. You would know that he was trying to how can I say it? He was trying to put it all on the boy, but he actually did these crimes to this young child. But I just, this is what I mean by toxicity. This is toxicity. This is the way that we have been raised by people from not being healed. And a lot of people don't believe that. But that goes down from generation to generation. That man did that to that little boy because a lot of that stuff he hated him. And he had such a hate for him because the people that raised him had hate for him. But his hate went to another went to in the next generation. It went to a higher length. He is on ended up being murdered. So that's what I be saying about toxicity. We got to learn how to get away from that. We got to learn how to um how can I say we really got to learn how to get away from the toxicity. We really got to learn how to work on ourselves and past hurts. We got to work on that so we won't project this stuff onto our children and our grandchildren. And that's why I be teaching about that self love and teaching about that about being dealing with your pasthood issues. Let God help you to heal from them because you just triggering that stuff on from one generation to the next. This is how the enemy been winning with it because we've been blinded to he been winning for centuries with it because we have not healed and he know when we're not healed, God can't use us. So he has been winning. This is how he has been winning. He's been winning through the toxicity that we don't want to heal from anything. We want to stay stuck because we comfortable. And that's what he want us to think that if we move, it's gonna be different. If we move different, it's not gonna be the right way to move. But he want us to be stuck, and he want us to carry this stuff on down to the next generation, next generation, next generation. But if God is calling you to be the family, the person in your family that can that He has chosen to break the generational curse because it's a generational curse, and this is what we've been talking about, and we've been talking about this because I feel like this. I feel like that it's a must need conversation. I feel like that we need to work on ourselves. We need to work on healing our childhood wounds. We need to work on helping to get resolved out of all this conflict that we have with people in our past, and we need to really this really deal with the situation. And I feel like that, and I feel like God is calling us to take a stand, because the enemy been winning for a long time, because we come from that's toxicity. What happened to that man, to that little boy? That's toxicity. But it did not start with the boy. It started with his daddy. And it started with his a family member, somebody he know did that to him. See, that's what I'm saying about going down from one generation to the next. That's what I've been talking about. That's when it becomes toxic. It done become so toxic now till it done become dangerous. I mean, it done went from generation to generation to now. Now the enemy has gotten to a place where he's actually killing he's killing the kids. The little boy tried to jump out the window just to get away, and then when his daddy caught him, he did something else to him. So I don't think he beat him or something. I'm here to tell you that this is why we got to work on ourselves. We got to work on ourselves. We have to work on our childhood issues. We have to let go. We have to forgive the ones that hurt us and pray for the ones that despitefully use us. Forgive your parents. Forgive your aunts, your uncles. We have to forgive one another. And I have to say that for myself too. I have to forgive too, because I've been hurt in my past too from people, especially family members. But I don't hate my family. I ask God to help me. I pray for them. I ask God to help me to be the best I can be. They might not see. They can't deal with me because they don't understand me. When you a certain way, they think something wrong with you. They think that you don't fit in. You a misfit. Something wrong with her. She looks stupid. This is what this is what they see. But what I want you to understand, when God has chosen you to do something, you know, to take a stand and do what's right. You can't worry about what people think about you. You if you know that you got something on you, you need God to work on you with, so it won't go down to the next generation like this little boy here. So I'm asking you, God has asked you to let me work with you. Let me get you delivered from that. Because it just goes down to the next generation, and see it done got to a generation in that family where it done turned into death. That's why he wants you to get free and be a free spirit and not be bounded to the things that have come into your life, the things that came into your life to hurt you, that you think to hurt you, but it really was to help you. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand that God brings things and situations into our life to make us better, so we can help the next person. So we can help the person that, the next family member or the next child or the next person that need help. Okay? I want you to think about what I'm telling you. And think about it, and I'm gonna tell you another story. I think I already told you. I'm gonna tell you how this toxicity works. I told you it was an older lady. I think I gave y'all this story. It's an older lady. She deceased now. And she told me a story. And she told me at her own mouth. Now nobody didn't tell me that. At her own mouth, she told me, she said, my my I had got married at a young age. And she said my husband was beating me. And he was beating me to a place where it was just messing with my mental health. So she went to her daddy, and she told her daddy, she said, Daddy, I'm being beaten. Can I come back home until I find me somewhere to go? He told her to do what the man tell her to do. And then he won't beat her no more. Now you know what? That's toxicity right there. She black and blue now. She told me she was black and blue. And her daddy, see that's what I mean by we are in a place where we being healed by parents that's not healed. Because he done seen somebody else like that, and he think that's right. He really thought that's what you're supposed to do. But that's not that. You're not supposed to put your hands on anybody. You're not supposed to hit anybody. You're supposed to love one another. So she went on back home, and then you know what, she would end up, and she and I know her. She did not, but I know her. But I promise you, she had some bitterness in her. So, I just, I knew she was bitter, and I knew that she was mad, and I knew, because it's just that's what it does, and it latches on to your kids. And that's what it does. It latches on to your kids. So, I just want to just let you know today on this Friday that we got to work on ourselves. We got to get ourselves away from toxicity. We got to get ourselves away that we can make a change. And that's what I said, that we can make a change in our own lives. If we make a change in our own lives, and maybe somebody else will follow that one person. If you could draw one, maybe you could draw, and they can draw somebody else. You can draw one, maybe they can draw somebody else. So that's all you need to worry about, is just trying to draw one to work on themselves. Work on themselves so we won't end up with, like this young child was dogged on, he was beat really to death. Yeah, and you think about it, you got one man, he threw his child in the river. They never found a child body. He was a little baby. That's what I'm saying. This is coming from unhealed individuals, we was raised by unhealed individuals that was not healed. And they did the best they could do, but it was raising us from a broken place. I mean, a lot of people don't agree with what I teach. Now, if this don't resonate with you, then you don't have to receive it. But this is happening in the world, and it is because those people are hurting, and they are hurting because somebody hurt them. It's a generational curse. And that's exactly why they doing this, because somebody did it to them. And I told y'all the story about my son. He was in third grade, third grade, and he came home to me and he told me somebody was messing with his private part. And so I said, well, I'm gonna tell you what to do. So I know me, because I jump to conclusion. I said, let me not jump to conclusion like this. So I went and I said, well, go in the stall. It was happening in the bathroom. I said, go in the stall and lock the door when you got to go to the bathroom. So when he came back home and told me the boy crawled up on the stall, I said, okay. So I went up there. So when I went up there and I talked. Excuse me, y'all. Let me call you back. I went to the school to talk to them, and they told me that well, we can't move. I said, no, you're gonna have to move my son out the class because he messing with my child. I said, now I'm not gonna have this. No, 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 no. I'm not gonna mess my child up like this, because don't let like this happen at my house like this. So they told me, well, we can't do that, and you don't need to be going to the school board and blah 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 blah. I mean, you don't need to be going. You don't need to be coming up here talking about that, because kids gonna do what they do. I said, okay. Kids gonna do what they do. I said, okay, all right then. You ain't got to do what I asked you to do. So I went up, and I'm trying to tell you, this is what happens. This happened in the school now. I went up to the school. I went to the school board, and I told them I put in a case. I said, because there's something wrong, and I need y'all to figure out what's wrong, because they say they can't move my child out that class. My child gonna come out that class if I have to go over y'all. And when before I could, I don't know, I got ready to pick him up or something. They said, "Oh, Miss Kendall, we move your son." I said, "Okay, okay." So the year went on. He had no more problem. He had no more problem. Okay, he went to another class. He was doing another little boy like that, and the parent complained about it. Okay, this now I found this out later on. I found this out from one of my son's teachers. It had been, that boy had been, that stuff had been going on for like 2 years, and they didn't do nothing about it. So one day, the lady came to me. It was a teacher. She was getting ready to leave. She said, I'm getting ready to go and lay up under my husband. He was in the army. And she said, I'm gonna tell you what happened. She said, you started the ball rolling. They found out that little boy was being molested by his daddy. And he was coming to school projecting off on those other kids. Now I'm here to tell you, this right here come from, this is what we dealing with. It come from unhealed situations. People having children and raising children, and they are not healed, and they're taking it on, and the enemy is allowed to take it on from generation to generation to generation. This is why he fought you so bad when you was a child. This is why he fought you so bad when you was little. He fought you so bad because he didn't want you to figure out what the truth was. This is the truth. It is coming from molestation, come from hurt from a person that already been molested. Now I'm telling you, that's what it come from. I did a study on 99% of the time. That's what it come from. Hurt people hurt people. So this is what I want you to understand, that these people, we have kids, and with us not being healed, by us not being raised by people that was healed, have been healed, we was raised in toxicity. And we was raised just like, if you have a family member or you know somebody that been raped, I'm gonna put it like that, that's been raped, and this is, they don't, people don't like to talk about this, and they been raped, and then they allow their child to get raped. It happens because they have not healed. They, in their mind, they think it's right, but it's not right. So only a healed mind can know what's right and what's wrong. If your mind is not healed or your spirit is broken, then you can't hear what the Holy Spirit is telling you. But I am here to tell you this, that a lot of us was raised from people that was hurt, just like that woman was. She was hurt and she projected that stuff on to her kids, because I can see it now. So I'm just making a point that when you have kids and they are not, and that parent is not healed, it's even with me. I wasn't healed when I had my first two. They was toxic for a long time. I ain't understood what was wrong with it. But see, I ain't understood that I was toxic. I didn't understand there was something wrong with me. But I had that. That's when God spoke to me about Ezekiel too. That's when He started speaking to me about, you come from toxic people. You come from rebellious people. You come from people that don't listen. They didn't listen. The ancestors didn't listen. And that's why the generational curse is on the third and fourth generation. That's just what God told me. So I'm here to tell you that God is in this season, and in this season here, that's why they fought you so bad, because you was gonna be the one, whoever you are, to break the generational curse off of your family. You are gonna be the one. That's why He fought you so bad. That's why they rejected you. That's why they didn't want nothing to do with you. That's why God said He gonna give you beauty for your ashes, because you're gonna have to you're gonna have to be the one to pray for your family. You're gonna have to be the one that have to cut them loose. You're gonna have to be the one that speak on stuff that everybody in the family is scared to speak on, in the name of Jesus. And I thank you. I thank God, and I thank God that He gonna give you the strength to do what you need to do. You have been chosen to speak a word into the atmosphere, and put it in the atmosphere. That's what I hear. Atmosphere. God is putting you in a place, in a position to be able to speak in the atmosphere, so these curses can be broken, because He been getting away for centuries with it. And it's just been going down, going down. That's why we got so much stuff going on in the world, because this is how He been winning. He done had us confused for so long, but God say no more. We're not gonna be confused no more. He letting us get rid of toxicity. He letting us get rid of things that no longer serve us. Things that keep us held back. He's letting us get rid of it. But and even though when you was coming up, you could have died like that young man did, but you still here. So you here for a purpose. So you are here to do the work of the body of Christ. If this resonate with you, if it don't, it don't. If it do, it do. But if you know you've been called to do something, ask God to give, when you feel like you can't do it, ask God to give you the strength to do what He called you to do. And don't procrastinate on what people say and how they say that oh, you can't do that. You don't like, they don't like the way that you talking. You embarrassment to the family and all this in Him. You know what? When you leave Him, you don't got answer to your family. When you leave Him, if you have not did what God asked you to do, He gonna ask you why you didn't do what I asked you to do. I'm trying to tell you that God, He don't want you to have more fear of your family, and more fear of your family and your fellow man than Him. He wants you to fear Him. He got all power in His hand. He let you know He will help you if you read your word. He let you know He'll help you to get free from this stuff. Cause see, this stuff been holding us back, and this is why nobody don't want to talk about this, because they so used to being stuck, and they so used to being things being one way, so they go and they stay in that one way. God is not like that. God, He changes, He revolves, He moves. He moves in the spirit. So if He moves in the spirit, then how can we be stuck? Because he do things. The world go round and round and round. So if the world can go round and round and round, that means God is still using us, want to use us. So I want you to understand that He is here for you to come to Him and ask Him for help. He doesn't. That was not His intended for you to be stuck. If you stuck or feel like you can't move, then you know that is for the enemy. The enemy wants you to think that you stuck. You're not stuck, because I used to think I was stuck. I used to be struggling so bad. I don't care how much money you make, what you do for a living. If you feel like you can't move out of situation, you just stuck there. And I kept saying, Lord, I feel like I can't move. No matter what I do, I just feel stuck. But see, the part that was missing out my life was that I didn't want to let some stuff go to walk with God. I felt like when I was coming out of the world, I felt like that come in the world, I felt like that I was comfortable there. I was comfortable in the world, and I felt like when if I was to go with Jesus, everybody would look at me different. Everybody would say, "Oh, she thinks she bougie. She thinks she does." That would be the talk of the town, and I didn't want that. But see, I have learned to not worry about what people think about me. I have learned that when I leave here, I only got the answer for my sins. I have learned that when I'm going through something, I know who I can call on. I know that when my stuff don't go the way it need to go, I can call on God and He'll make a way for me. I know that. People tell you, and I don't experience this. Since I've been doing what I'm doing, I don't experience this for Him. People tell you anything. They'll tell you anything, but they'll tell you, "Oh, just call me. I'll help you. Just call me. I'll help you." Then you don't hear nothing from them. Then you call them, and they're this and oh, no, 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 no. People will tell you anything, but your actions show what your actions really show the way they feel. Their actions will show. If you see somebody and you know that they might need some help and you don't offer the help, that's how they really feel. So when a person show you their actions, that's what I look at in a man. When he showed me that he inconsistent and he can't talk. He can't deal with me. He showed me a whole lot of inconsistency, and that makes me think he don't know what he want. That makes me think, okay, well, you say you want me, but you show me inconsistency. You know, you act like you can't talk to me. You act like what. So what is the problem? You mean what? Tell me what the problem is. See, I'd rather for you to talk to me than take me on a wild goose chase. I'd rather for you. See, I can't deal with a man that's inconsistent. I don't understand that. That don't register in my mind. I understand that some men are hurt, right? And I'd rather for you to tell me, okay, I've been hurt. Just give me a little time. I'd rather for you to come off like that than to be inconsistent with me or to be in and out with me. I can't deal with that. So that's how I am with people. When they inconsistent with me, I don't like that. Because I feel like communication is the key. Without communication, a relationship, any kind of relationship, a friendship, without communication, it's not gonna last because it brings on confusion, and the enemy brings on confusion, and that's what he's been doing for this generation and generation on down, bringing on confusion, confusion, confusion. And every time you turn around, these families is in an uproar. They're mad. They one mad with this one mad with that one. It's never no peace because you know what? It's a curse. But I'm just here to tell you today that God gonna give you. We talked about that yesterday. He gonna give you double for your trouble. And the reason why He gonna do that, if you come to Him and you just let Him just work on you, and you work on yourself. I told you yesterday, work on yourself. Work on your inner child, your inner things that got you bound. Work on those things, and that's all I'm saying. Now, people got a problem with me when I tell them to work on themselves. Because see, that touch something they don't want to do. They don't want to do that because when that's pain and that's hurt, they try to bear it. Just like a person. Now I tell y'all now, and I thank God I need to clear this up. I tell y'all that in them twin flames right there, you should, not be with a person that you don't want to be with, a person that God ain't called you to be with because you're unequally yoked. But that didn't mean for you to go and jump out of one relationship into another. You need to, even though you got excuse me, even though you got a spiritual husband or a spiritual wife, you still need to heal. Because you don't but I did tell you don't need to take that toxicity into what God is trying to bring into you. Make sure you heal. But you can still talk to that person and let them know what's going on. To have them in and out. You got an in and out inconsistency. See, I can't deal with inconsistency. you know. And that's what I'm saying. Communication is the key. That's the only way you're gonna get something done. If you in a business, how you not gonna talk to your business partners? That's not gonna work too good. How you in a relationship with your kids and y'all can't talk? That's not gonna work too good? How you gonna be in a marriage and you can't talk? What if you see that your wife is struggling in something? This is what the enemy do to keep us all confused and combobulated. This is what he does. Like you got a wife, say for instance, she got to struggle with exercise. You her husband, you say, okay, well, baby, we do it together. Come on, we start a little bit at a time. If you see your husband is got a problem and you need to help him, then you need to say, okay, come on, baby, we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna do this together. Because you know that your husband need to work on his health, but he might not have the courage to do it. But you got to be the one. Okay, come on, baby, we're gonna do this. Even though you might not want to exercise, but you're gonna do it just to motivate him. We're gonna go to the gym or we're gonna get some equipment. We're gonna do something. We're gonna walk around the block for a right around the corner and come right back. We do a little bit at a time, but we're gonna do it together. Gonna take us some Tylenol. We're gonna do it together, even if you're old and stuff like that. You gotta be able to work together. That's what God is saying. I want y'all. He wants us to all learn how to work together instead of being against each other. So but that's the plan of the enemy is division. He want to keep us divided. He don't want to keep us where we as one body of Christ. He want to keep the body of Christ separated. That's his only agenda right there is to keep us separated and mad and angry with each other, and keep us in these generational curse so he can make us think and have us all messed up and think this is the way we're supposed to live. But he's a liar. This isn't the way you're supposed to live. You ain't supposed to live in no toxicity. Because you live in toxicity, God can't use you. He can't use you effectively the way he wants to. So this is what I'm telling you today. Just work on yourself. And I told you that yesterday. Just work on yourself. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. Whatever inner childhood wounds that you got, work on yourself. And I don't feel like I'm wrong for telling you to work on yourself. And we all got stuff that we need to work on. I got stuff I need to work on. I know this though. And did I say it was going to happen overnight? No, I didn't say that. But I promise you this, that I do have to work on myself. God, whenever I don't do what God asked me to do, don't trust me. He gonna tell me. I promise you, he gonna tell me. He gonna tell me, okay, Tasha, you need to sit down, and I can see what you done got all out of whack. Now you got to sit down, and I got to get you back right. That's what he'll tell me. So when and when I pray at night, I ask God. And whatever you do for God, you should ask him, Lord, am I doing it the way you want me to do it? Let me say what you want me to say. You know what your people need. I need for you to touch my spirit. You got to talk to God like that and tell him what you want, and keep yourself humble on under him. You have to humble yourself under God. And that's what God is telling me. Just come to me, talk to me, and let me help you get past this pain so I can move you into your destiny and into what you want to do. Now, see, a lot of people they really don't like me because see, I speak what God tells me to speak, and I'm not afraid to do it. But because when I was a child, I had to defend myself. So I had a wall up like this, but God took the wall down. Now He's taking it down slow. It ain't all the way to the bottom, but it's going down. It used to be way up here. I promise you it's down here now. Because I had a wall up, I wouldn't let nobody get close to me. I wouldn't let nobody, if you looked at me wrong, that was the wrong thing to do. If you said something to me wrong, that was the wrong thing to do. I was always on a defensive mode. So I'm just here to just tell you, God, He delivered me from that. I'm not on a defensive mode like that now. Now I'm not gonna let you run over me. That's just human. That's just having a human experience. But I am not like I used to be because I used to be very nasty. But I am a person now. I'll just tell you how I feel. It might be kind of blunt, but it ain't gonna be like. Trust me, I'm not like I used to be because I used to be something awful. I got a relative right now tell me Every time he see, I told you people will bring up your past in a minute. Cause this week said, oh, when you get your next husband, now see, he already know I'm gonna get a husband. I don't know who it's gonna be, but this is what he say. When you get your next husband, I got about 30 years of stuff to tell him. See what I'm saying? People will not let you live in your where you are now. They want to keep you in your past. I ain't nothing like my past, but I know what he talking about though. But I'm nothing like my past. But and I just want you to know that people will come and they're gonna scandalize your name. They're gonna talk about it, they're gonna plot against you, they're gonna do all kind of stuff to stop you because the enemy has brought them to stop you and turn against you because you are working for the most high. And once you work for the most high, you're gonna get people that come up against you. But it's up to you to know that you can't be worried about that. You just have to do what God asks you to do according to his will and his purpose. And keep moving. Because they're going to talk. They talked about Jesus Christ. So they're going to talk about you. So just know that God is calling you to do a specific thing for him. Whatever that specific thing is. Only you know. And keep yourself humbled under God. If this resonate with you. Now, if this don't resonate with you, then don't worry about it. But just know that this is for the people that it resonate with. And I mean, I'm gonna cut it off there. I love y'all, and I thank y'all for liking and subscribing. I thank y'all for coming to the channel. I thank y'all for all your comments and everything. I thank you, thank you, thank you. And until next time, bye. And I love y'all. And keep yourself in high vibration. Keep yourself motivated. Keep yourself doing something positive. Something positive. Go around positive people. Go take you a walk in the park. Get yourself out in nature. Do something like that sometime. And try to keep yourself positive. Listen to stuff that's positivity on your phone or on your computer. And meditate. Please meditate. Meditate and fast. This week here I did like a water diet. I drank number water for like 3 days. So that's what we have to do. We have to cleanse our body sometimes, and that's what we have to do. We have to do stuff that God asked us to do. He spoke to me, telling me to cleanse your body. So that's what I did. So He told me to do 3 days. I did 3 days. So I just that this is what I want you to tell you. Whatever He tell you to make your body right. Just listen to the Holy Spirit. He'll tell you what you need to do and how you need to do it. And I thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all. Until next time, bye. Love y'all.